Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to this Microsoft certification course, Microsoft Azure certification course. In today's video we're just going to talk a little bit about the templates or the Azure Resource Manager templates. Okay, so let's say you want to create a storage account, right? An Azure storage account. So for some people, the most easiest way to do that is to go to the Azure portal. You hit that create resource button. You fill in all the required information like the region, the size, the name, and all the good stuff. You know, all the good stuff. That's cool. You can do that. But then what if now you have to create 5 more storage accounts? So you have to hit the create button again, fill in all the required information again. So you have to do that 5 times. So you see now this like repetition coming in. Or maybe let's say you want to create a storage account, you want to create a database, a SQL database, maybe you want to create a virtual machine. You still have to do the very same process all over again, right? That's actually where the templates come in. So Microsoft Azure was like, we understand that you're a very busy person, and just like any other human being, you don't want to go through the process of repeating the same task multiple times. So rather use the templates. So what the templates are is basically just JSON files. So you create JSON files with some information that you obviously need to fill in to define all the everything that you need to deploy your application, your resources. So you'd want to define your schema, you'd want to define your version, your variables, and your resources, for which the resources section is actually the most important part, because this is where you describe the resources or the services that you want to deploy. So if you want to create a storage account, a database, and a virtual machine, so you'd want to define all those 3 in one template, and then you can create all those 3 at the same time. How awesome is that? So by looking at the pictures provided below, so basically the picture on your left hand side is basically what you'd go through if you were creating all these resources via the portal. So you'd have to go create the resource, fill in all that information, then create that storage account, and then you go back, you hit create resource, you choose the virtual machine maybe, and then you fill in the information, create the resource, and then go through the same process again. But then on your right hand side, what you're actually seeing is the JSON format file, where you have everything defined, your schema, all that information is not really important. The context of this video is actually what's more important. And down at the bottom you see your resources, where you'd want to define the type of resource, the name, the location, and all that stuff. And just like that, you create multiple resources at the same time. So now let's look at the benefits of actually using these templates. Like we've said previously, you'd want to prevent yourself from doing the same task multiple times. So you'd want to run the templates again and again and again, and every time you do that, you would get the same result, which obviously would be beneficial if you have too much workload and you just don't want to be repeating the same task all the time, when you'd rather be doing something else more beneficial. And the nice thing about the templates is that they work in the same way as your application code would work. So you'd have a repository somewhere, maybe your GitHub, where you'd store all these templates, and you would share that repository with your colleagues in a way. So you'd be able to check the changes that are made to that template by maybe one of your colleagues, and you'd actually know who actually made that change. Some of your sections that you define in your template, you can really reuse them for other templates, which obviously is beneficial. This goes back to our very first benefit that we identified. You don't want to be doing the same thing all the time, so you'd actually be able to reuse some of the sections that you've defined in your JSON file. And most importantly, the templates actually limit human errors. Let's say, for example, you're trying to create your resource via the portal, and maybe you mistakenly tick a box that you don't want to tick, or to check the box that you want to check. So with the templates, you actually limit human errors, because you're actually automating the entire process of creating a resource. So it actually removes that chance of humans making a mistake. And that's all that we're going to cover in this video. I hope you found this video very useful. Just to acknowledge the owner of the image that I used, the JSON format file that I used, there is the link where I got the image. But I hope you found this video very helpful. Please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.